What's up guys, Intentional back with yet another video, and with Blackwinglair coming closer and closer, I figured I'd go over all the items that we can get from it, since we do get a lot of items from there, so you better start saving your DKP. And yeah, with all that being said, let's just hop into it. Right off the bat, we got Razorgore for our first boss, and he drops some badass shoulders. The Mantle of the Blackwing Cabal are going to be your second best shoulders in-game, with 16 intellect and a whopping 34 spell power. The only ones that are going to get better than this would be the ones from Naxxramas, which would be the Rime-covered Mantle, which has 39 spell damage, 1% crit, and 12 intellect. You could argue for the AQ40 Druid shoulders, however I only recommend these for certain fights where you need to be a little bit beefier, but really they're just for PvP, so I highly recommend picking up these shoulders simply because it's going to last you until phase 6. Now, skipping over Vail, because he really has nothing for us. He does drop our Trinket, which can be good, but not really for what we're looking for in this video, so we're just going to skip by him. Up next, we got Broodlord Lashslayer, who drops our best in slot bracers. The Braces of Arcane Accuracy. These things are awesome because they come with 12 intellect, 21 spell damage, and most importantly, 1% hit. These bracers are pretty sick. However, there are two bracers that are comparable to them. The next best one would be Rock Fury Bracers, coming from a quest available before the AQ40 opening. With no intellect but 6 more spell damage, this one is technically more DPS, however, we simply don't know how long the fights are going to last and our mana consumption for them. So I would take these for Molten Core because I don't have mana issues there for the most part. But then again, that is Molten Core, that's one of the easiest raids. We simply don't know how we're going to be playing in Blackwinglair, AQ40, Naxxramas, pretty much any of the other raids. So I would personally take the intellect over the 6 spell damage as of right now. I might eat my words later on, but for right now I really think the intellect is going to be better for us. Your third set of bracers are going to be the Soul Harvester's Bindings, which drops from Naxxramas. These are the best pure DPS bracers, however they have no hit, so I recommend these for trash only, and then use one of the bracers with hit for bosses. For Fire Maul, the only piece that's really going to be good would be Fire Maul's Clutch. It's a decent belt. I would use it for trash or maybe farming out in the world, but I wouldn't prio this belt above anything else simply because it has no hit, and there are better DPS belts out there, you know, for example, Mana Igniting Cord from Molten Core. Next up, we got Epping Rock, who's going to be dropping us the Band of Force Concentration. This ring is pretty sick, it has 12 intellect, 21 spell damage, and 1% hit. Although it isn't best in slot, this ring is definitely going to last you a while, so I highly recommend getting it. Next up, we have Flamegore, who's going to drop nothing for us Moonkins really. I guess you could go for like Shadow Wing Focus Staff, but frankly I wouldn't even bother with it. It has no crit, and you can get more spell power from a one-hand, off-hand combo. It does have nice intellect on it, so if you want to go for that, I guess. I simply wouldn't bother with it though. Up next, we got Magus, and he's got one really big ticket item for us, and that's going to be Angelista's Grasp. I think I said that right, but it's going to be your, like, as far as hit goes, this is going to be your best in slot build. That 2% hit is very nice. Although it doesn't have spell power, I still recommend using this belt on bosses and maybe another belt with spell power on trash if you really want to, but this one's, it's going to be a must-have for bosses. Another item to note here is Taut Dragonhide Gloves, 20 int, 20 stam, 1% crit, 6 mana per 5. These things are freaking awesome for PvP, so I highly recommend getting them, and not a lot of people are going to use these, so you can usually pick them up pretty cheaply, because there's really not anything, not a lot of other people can use them. Paladins might go for it for the crit, but that's about it. And now it's time for Nefarian, and we have got some really big ticket items that can drop from him. For starters, you have Mission Dare Circle of the Mind Flayer, 24 int, 35 spell damage, and 2% crit. This helmet's going to be your best in slot. There are really no other items that can compare to it, and you should 100% try and get this. If you can't get this, I guess you can go for Bloodvine Goggles with the hit and the 1% crit on it. But it's really not that good because you get no spell power with those, and frankly we can get a lot of hit from other gear eventually as well, so you gotta get this helmet. It's a really big DPS increase. Next up, we have Cloak of the Broodlord. Now, it's not best in slot, but you're not going to be replacing this until Cthulhu in AQ40, so it's going to last you a pretty damn long time. and the 28 spell damage is very nice on it, so I would highly recommend getting this. And don't get it right away. Let all the other, mages, warlocks, whatever, let them grab it first, and then get it super cheap on the DKP. It's not really high on the priority list, but you still want to grab it. Next up, we have the Staff of the Shadow Flame, 84 spell damage, 2% crit, and 29 intellect. You really can't go wrong here, and I would personally go for the staff during Phase 3, and maybe Phase 4 depending on our next item. Which is going to be Lockamir Il Romathus? I don't know how to say it, guys. But it's a freaking one-hand mace with 18 intellect, 84 spell damage, and it's going to be the second best mace that you can get until Naxxramas. And if you pair this up with, let's say, Jindo's Bag of Whammies from Zol Grub, I would consider it better than Shadow Flame just for the hit. Plus you get more spell power, you do lose 2% crit, which does suck, but all in all, the combo would definitely be better. Last but certainly not least is going to be our super big ticket item, which is going to be Netherian's Tear. This trinket has 44 spell damage and 2% hit, and is one of your best in slot trinkets in the entirety of Classic WoW. I personally never got this trinket on my last Moonkin, and I'm certainly going to get it this time. I'm already starting to save my DKP. The last item I'm going to go for in Molten Core is going to be Ring of Spell Power. Then everything I do from now on is just going to be going towards this trinket. If you guys were in a Loot Council guild, you're probably never going to see this trinket. It's probably always going to go to a Warlock / Mage. So, best of luck to you. I hope you do get it, but it's going to be a tough one. And that's about all the gear you really want to go for in Blackwinglair. And I just kind of want to hear from you guys. Do you guys have a game plan going on when you do go into Blackwinglair? Are you guys saving your DKP? Are you kind of hoping Loot Cancel shines down upon you? Are you telling them, hey, I really want this one item, you can pass me on all the other ones, can you please put me in line for this one? What's your guys' plans going into it? And were there any items that I missed, or any items that you would consider better, or maybe some I just didn't even consider at all? Please let me know in the comments down below. And I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, please hit that like button, it really does help. And if you want to see more from me, hit that subscribe button. Anyhow, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace!